DICE has finally gave us a new update in Battlefield 6. It is coming soon in Season 2. I know a lot of people have been waiting, just for a big update like this, and I kind of think they're still going to drop the ball. I'm just going to be completely honest, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. So as we know, DICE is under a lot of pressure right now. Season 2, with that coming in, people not being really impressed with Season 1, and I kind of agree. It was a fall off of the game. A lot of people weren't having fun. There was a lot of updates and bugs that they needed to be fixed. There's some common quests between big and small maps for, naval combat, to, getting ribbons back and everything like that, like we had in Battlefield 4. And we're actually getting a map back from Battlefield 4, as you see on screen right now. This is going to be the new Gold Mud map. It's not really new, but remastered map. And we have another map too that a lot of people are comparing to Battlefield 1's old map. And I've been seeing this circulating around a lot on Twitter, and a lot of people just talking about it. And it's kind of funny to actually see that, because a lot of people are just like tired of like the remakes, and and I think it depends on what the remake is, to be perfectly honest with you. I feel like a map like Karkan, if that would have came back, a lot of people would have been a lot more hype. But since it's not a map like that, I don't think people really care as much. But we'll see how it goes with Season 2. Hopefully they just don't add only 2 maps. We'll see what happens with that. Hopefully they add at least 4, because like I said in previous videos, if they don't add 4 maps, then we're literally probably not gonna, we're gonna pretty much see the end of Battlefield 6, and it's just not going to be in our favor. Now, undoubtedly, we have this new map, the Gold Mud, the remastered map, but at the same time, I don't think that this is going to be a map to bring a bunch of players back. Maybe for a day or two, maybe for a week at most. But, I can maybe even stretch it maybe 2 weeks. We might start seeing numbers fall off within the 2-week mark. But other than that, I don't see this bringing back a lot of players, like I said, unless they drop a bunch of other maps with these 2 maps that has been leaked. It's just not going to keep the player base, and I'm just going to keep it real with you. I mean, after a while, we're not getting the naval combat. We're not getting any of the things that we're asking for. They're not gonna. No one's gonna really play the game. They're not gonna have an incentive to play the game. So a lot of people, either they're just playing Red Sec, or they're playing like the escalation new mode, or they're not even really playing Conquest anymore. So we're gonna just see how that kind of works with the way even Portal works. There's some new updates with that too. We also have a new sight reticle that we can like change the color on, and you can change to whatever color you want. It doesn't really matter what color it is. I changed mine to green, as you can see, but I think that a lot of people been asking for this. Some people want to change the reticle, but I don't really care for that, to be honest with you. I think as long as you can change the color on those reticles, I think it's pretty fine with that. Changing the reticles to making them something stupid, I feel like it just starts to get into a thing where you start getting bunny ears as a sight reticle, like it's Call of Duty. So I'm kind of fine with just changing the colors and things like that. That is pretty much cool with me. It allows me to see where I'm shooting at a little bit better, depending on what maps I'm playing. So that's definitely a W in my book. That's something that should have been added at launch, but I don't know if they probably just forgot or didn't add it. But I'm glad it's there now. And as we also know too as well, that a lot of people, they want to have, these vehicles that people always, ask to want it for. As I said in the last previous video, that we're getting a new Little Bird, the new helicopter. So it's not really new. We had this in Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, and all that cool stuff. But we need something more maneuverable, something that can just swing in and out and get in and out. Because the jets, there's really nothing you could really do with a helicopter sometimes. I mean, like, yeah, you can probably kill a person in a jet if they don't really know what they're doing. But the high skilled jet players, you're never gonna kill them. No matter if you're in like one of the big chopper gunners or anything, you're not gonna kill someone in a jet. So I'm glad that they're adding a Little Bird, and it's gonna make this a lot harder for people to just go ahead and get an easy kill on you while you're flying a helicopter, which I kind of like. Hopefully they do add this to Red Sec as well too. We'll see how that plays out. They're probably not going to add it to Red Sec, but I feel like if they mix it up with some more choppers like that, it can definitely take Red Sec to another level. And I don't know if it'll push players away or it'll keep the player base strong, but we'll see how it goes. Now, I know I was talking about maps and things like that and how they're giving us, Gold Mud, Railway, all that cool stuff from Battlefield 4. And I think that the main maps that we probably should have gotten was, let's just go down, because they actually put it here, and this is what the maps, these are the maps that people are really asking for. This is what the community's been asking for. And like I said, I feel like DICE is dropping the ball and not listening to the community when it's things that actually help the player base. You know, like they take things away that we don't want, they add things we don't want. So, you know, these are some of the maps that I'm just going to go in. I'm going to name the top 3, in my opinion, that I think most people want. So I think Caspian Border is one of them. I think Strike at Karkan is one of them. And I think actually the Dragon Pass is another map that I think a lot of people would want to see revive. Now, if they add at least Caspian Border and Strike at Karkan, they literally just saved the player base right there. Everyone's going to come back to the game. Like, I'm telling you, at least for a month, and they just keep adding on to the game as it goes. None of this battle pass crap. Stop trying to sell people stuff. We want to see these great maps that we had before, plus new maps that are actually large scale maps, not these medium sized maps that, like, it feel like there's only a 3-lane. I mean, a lot of people are getting sick of that. I'm getting sick of it too. Like, I don't even want to play like maps like Empire State anymore. Manhattan Bridge. I just don't want to play those maps because they feel so small and congested. It just feels like there's only so many places you can go. And I can tell that a lot of people are getting tired of, you know, those maps, because literally they find ways to get on the roof, especially on Manhattan Bridge. They just find a way to get on the roof, sit up there, shoot at you while you're running around down there. It's just not a fun map. And if they just add at least, I would say, all those maps as, like, you know, something to just bring the game back to life, because that's what they actually need right now. Bring all those maps back, plus some new maps. I feel like they probably would save this game by a long shot. And also, too, to be clear, I really don't know if this is going to be like something where they only add 2 maps. Like I said, if they only add 2 maps in Battlefield 6 with Season 2, I think that we're probably going to have some issues there, because 2 maps isn't enough. If they're only rolling out 2 maps per season, this game's going to die with, like, I would probably say March. No one's going to be playing this game. It's not even going to be talked about. People are just going to find new games to play. You know, after a while, I'm going to get bored too. You know, I like Battlefield. I always love Battlefield. Like I said, I've been playing Battlefield since, like, the old days. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where, you know, you just got to take it with, I guess, a grain of salt and just move on. And that's what a lot of people are doing. Like I said, they just add only 2 maps. Man, we got to figure out how we can get these people to just, you know, make some new maps, give us, you know, what we're asking for. The least they can do is, like I said, Caspian Border, Strike at Karkan, and Dragon Pass. If we get those maps, I think that a lot of people will be happy, and they'll come back to the game and, you know, actually play it, have some fun, and just keep building on that, and just keep following that method with time, you know, due. And they just keep adding, you know, fresh updates consistently, not taking, you know, every 95 days to, you know, update the game and we actually get a big update. It'll be something that people appreciate and actually keep playing the game. Now, with all that being said, I really don't want to make this video too long. I think that a lot of people understand where Battlefield's going. They're adding things that people want. And also, on top of that, like I said, if we just get what the people are asking for and what I'm actually asking for too, like I said, if you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments, because I think that the maps that I think should be added that or remastered, you know, apart from like the new maps, I think that we should probably get these, and this will be a, you know, fun time for all of us, and we just get what we're asking for. But I don't want to make this video too long. You guys let me know your comments and thoughts and opinions in the comments, man, because I'm telling you, man, I really want to know what we can do to get this game back on track, man. It feels, I don't want to keep saying Arc Raiders, you know, took all the players, but it kind of feels like that in a sense, and it kind of sucks to see. But I feel like Arc Raiders is going to have its time too, and people are going to get bored of that, and they're going to end up finding a new game once that comes out, and it's just going to be a cycle, man. It's just going to be steady competition for whoever's, you know, out there. So I feel like, you know, Arc Raiders has put some pressure on DICE to make some good maps, maybe, you know, revive some of these older maps. We might get Caspian Border. I've heard some things about that map coming back, so I'm not really going to say too much. You know, I'm not under an NDA by any means, but I have heard some things behind the scenes that Caspian Border is coming back, but I don't think it's coming back in Season 2. So that's the part that sucks. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like the video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think and what they should add. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. It'll be down there, so. One up there, too. On your map.
Got this guy.
Wait. Laying down right here. Alright.
Got this guy up here.
Lobby. Yeah, right on me.
Got him. He running.
Request for support. Stand by.
Got him. I'm getting beamed up. I had to push back over there on you.
I got
You got one up there with you. I got him.